Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the Week of Action. This week, we are celebrating innovators from all over the world. People that are out there doing amazing climate actions, from an idea to a startup. This week is a very special week for us because we are coming all the strategic programs together to showcase what all our partners in our community or participants in our programs are doing to take climate action. We have been running education and entrepreneurship programs for over 10 years. This trajectory has brought us an immense amount of experiences and learnings. And this year, we decided to kick off this week of action to really bring the community together, particularly because this is the week before the UN Climate Change Conference. And we want to tell the world that action is being taken everywhere and the solutions are there. We just need to scale them. To begin with, I would remind you that your hashtags for the day are Destination 1.5. Hashtag Destination 1.5. Remember to tag us. And the other hashtag is Your Path, Your Future, because today, this session particularly is about the Pioneers program. We will be welcoming two very special guests that are going to give us an insight, a deeper insight on what the Pioneers program is about. But to begin with, I would like to have our welcome from Kirsten Dunlop, our CEO.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Dunlop and I'm the CEO of EIT Climate-KIC. Our Week of Action celebrates the climate actions taken by citizens, by youth, entrepreneurs and change makers that are united through our education, our entrepreneurship and our acceleration programs. Tune in live to learn more about the climate challenges we're facing and the transformative solutions that are changing the world.
Thank you, Kirsten. We are ready to change the world. And to begin with, I would like to welcome a very dear colleague that is leading the Pioneers program. She's here to tell us a bit of a deeper insight about Pioneers and what is our work with professionals in Europe. Lisa, are you with us?
Yes, good morning, Sam.
Hi, good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
I'm very good. As you can see, the sun is shining, so that's always a boost of energy. I hope it's the same in Copenhagen.
Yes, it's a pretty nice morning here in Copenhagen, and yeah, I would like to thank you for being this morning with us and to share with us a little bit of a deeper insight on Pioneers. I will ask you a very direct question. Why do we have Pioneers? What is Pioneers about?
So Pioneers is a place-based system innovation learning experience for professionals that is run by EIT Climate-KIC's partners. And while they are running it, they are not only building competencies and changing the people's mindset, but they are also building like connected communities of people that have the mindset and the competencies to drive the transition towards a zero carbon climate resilient society. So these people like work at organizations, and I think the program enables them to either step out of their organization to start something on their own, or to start innovation initiatives within their organization. And as you know, climate change really calls for these climate ambassadors that make the first step towards change.
All right, that sounds very, very ambitious. So who do we exactly working with? Could you please tell us about a partner out there? What do they do? How do they look like?
So the partners we are working with are energy agencies, governmental institutions, education institutions, or also universities that have like a professional education part as part of their portfolio. And yeah, I think they are connected by innovating to fight climate change, basically. And they have the drive to equip professionals with this like new mindset and these new competencies. all of them went through a training themselves. So they like learned what systems innovation is, what the processes and the tools behind it is, and they can then basically transfer that to their participants while building these networks. And I think this also helps them to build and strengthen their ecosystem, because usually our partners already have a network around climate change innovation or systems innovation, and the program really helps them to like add new people to that ecosystem and kind of broaden it across the whole country.
Sounds very impressive, Lisa. I'm going to pick on this particular word, systems innovation. How does that happen out there?
So I think first of all, we learned over the past years that single innovations are helpful, but they don't help us to tackle the climate emergency that has this urgency and is just calling for these like huge systems innovations. But like how we see it, that systems innovation, it happens by creating shared visions, basically shared visions for a future that is desirable. People come together basically, and yeah, basically sense and define their system. They identify leverage points, like where they can link in and change the system themselves. And it's a lot about, like as I said, shared visioning, being inclusive, and going through a participatory process, and also about bringing in new perspectives. And that's why in Pioneers we bring together people from different disciplines, from various disciplines. So we have architects, designers, climate scientists, people working in cities or municipalities, etc. So we bring these people together and allow them, to co-work in a trustworthy environment, basically. So that is an important aspect. And then they can also come up with solutions that are that consider the unintended consequences, for example, and that also like have this broader perspective like on the system they are working in.
Wow, it sounds really inspiring. May I be a pioneer next year?
Of course.
There is something that I totally agree with you, and our common goal is to reach the net zero carbon emission economy and society. And this is such an important mission today. It was 10 years ago. Now we have a smaller time frame to make change happen. So I really hope that we can expand Pioneers in other places and to get more people on board on our mission, but to really go deeper into how those pioneers look like in a real ecosystem. I would like to welcome Lydia. Lydia, are you with us?
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hello, Lydia. Good morning. Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Lydia Papadaki. I'm coming from Greece. I'm the local manager here for the EIT Climate-KIC Hub Greece, and I'm also managing one of the programs I manage is Pioneers into Practice.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you a lot for the invitation.
Thank you for being here with us. It's a pleasure to have a partner from a different ecosystem from Greece. Yesterday we had a partner from Estonia, from Romania and Portugal. So we are just trying to cover the whole risk area that Pioneers is being implemented at. Lydia, how do you experience Pioneers in Greece? Tell us what is happening there.
So Pioneers is quite a new program for Greece. We have joined in 2019 for first time, where we introduced 9 pioneers in the local ecosystem. So far, it has been a great opportunity not only to meet the best professionals in Greece that are relevant to the sustainability and to the innovation, but also to help them connect more with the market and with other companies and organizations of their interests. This year, and last year, we had also the opportunity to collaborate with Cyprus, which is one of the partnerships we're the most proud of, as we gave the opportunity to our pioneers not only to engage with the other pioneers in the country, but also to get to know pioneers from Cyprus and collaborate with them, and also build a deeper relationship through the workshop and all the program components.
Okay, so can you please tell us a little bit about, so you work with pioneers from Greece, but also they collaborate with pioneers from Cyprus? Tell us about that.
Exactly.
That is really interesting.
Exactly. So the way we work in this partnership is that we manage the program together with the Cyprus team. This means that we both identify pioneers from Greece and Cyprus, and we both identify hosts from Greece and Cyprus. After that, we have the opportunity not to have the workshop not just in one country, but to have a merged workshop in one of the two countries. So our initial workshop took place in Cyprus back in July, and our final workshop will be in Athens in November. In that way, our Greek pioneers have the opportunity to travel to Cyprus, spend 3 days there, bond between them and with the pioneers in Cyprus, and of course some of the hosts that meet us through the workshop, and also experience another country, another ecosystem, and get to know more about systems innovation, what Lisa just said. Then the placement follows, which is take place in September to November. And by then, the pioneers have the opportunity to have a host either in Greece or in Cyprus. And after that, we have our final workshop in November, where all the pioneers, both Greek and Cypriot pioneers, come in Athens, share their experiences throughout this program, and also they have in this time, the Cypriot pioneers have the opportunity to experience the Greek ecosystem and to get to know more Greek local hosts, even if they didn't have the opportunity to collaborate with the program. So it's basically all this networking that comes up from the program, which is the first level, and the second level is the bonding across the pioneers, which will be the future leaders of sustainability.
Sounds like a very interesting, also cultural exchange and experience. Can you please tell us what are the climate challenges being looked at, being worked on in Cyprus and Greece?
Oh, thank you very much. So we are focusing on various challenges. We can say that maritime is definitely one of them, and is every year we have hosts both coming from the maritime sector. We had TAIPED, which also has been interviewed. We have the Cyprus University of Technology, who is leading the Maritime Climate Accelerator, and they gave the opportunity to 3 pioneers this year to work on the maritime issues and dig deeper on this field. This is one of our challenges. There we're also working a lot with the cities and with the marine aspect. Marine, I'm talking about the ecosystem services. For this case, we have the Thalassa Foundation. It's a big NGO in Greece operating about the reservation of the marine ecosystems, and it gives the opportunity to a young researcher to get access to this field and know more. We have the cities and circular economy in the cities, and I'm not sure what I forget right now.
Maritime, cities, circular economy, it sounds like really serious and important topics to tackle. How does a pioneer, like what is their journey? Could you please describe in a few steps? If I want to be a pioneer, what do I need to do?
Excellent. So the first thing you need to do is to apply, which you can do around April every year, April to May. Then there's the selection process, because we have some very high standards. We want our pioneers not only to be educated, but also to be strongly experienced on the matters of sustainability. So in that way, they will be able to give back, not to the other pioneers, but also to their host. So this is the minimum requirements we put on our pioneers. After the selection process, we start with some e-learnings on systems innovation, as Lisa just said. And then we follow with the first workshop that takes place during the summer. So in this workshop, we work a lot on the systems innovation aspect, and we start introducing these challenges. So the idea behind is that the pioneer may be an expert on sustainable engineering or sustainable architecture or in economics, coming from the economics aspects, and have never been involved in the maritime issues. So we put there the challenge to the pioneers, and then they have the opportunity to work on this challenge in 2 ways. One is the group project. So group project is when we give them a challenge, and they have to collaborate with 3-4 other pioneers from their group, and bring us a solution to this challenge. So we have this happening in the past, and it can lead even to a new startup, because we're talking about 3-4 experts on this topic, touching a field that is of their interest, coming up with a solution, being in a constant feedback loop for the next 3-4 months with us, and then presenting something very concrete by November. This can then come to either to a launchpad or be further developed to become a startup. We have seen this happening. So this is one pathway. The other pathway is directly through the placement. So we have a big network of hosts where all of them have different challenges, and we don't put any constraints on the challenges, because we want our hosts to express freely what they value and what climate issues they want to address. So then our pioneers go through this list and choose their 3 favorite hosts, and this is how the matching process starts working. So in the placement, they will have the opportunity, a pioneer who chooses, for example, the maritime, will have the opportunity to work with a host, get into their offices when COVID allowed, and actually start working on a specific, maybe funded project, or specific challenges that the host has, and bring this new side. From that, we can have from new partnerships between the host and the pioneer to a better insight of the pioneer on how this sector works, or how this ecosystem works, in order to better do his or her job in the future.
That sounds like a really intense program. How long does it take? Not typically.
Normally it's 6 to 9 months, but it's not as intense as it sounds. It's mostly fun. Our pioneers are super excited with this procedure, because there is all this bonding and all these new concepts coming in, that it's something quite innovative for the European standards, and mostly for professionals who don't have this opportunity to travel or meet other professionals or upskill their capabilities, and basically to work for another organization. This is something quite new, and our pioneers perceive it in a very positive and welcome way. So I wouldn't say that they see it as tense, rather as fun, because it's something that's new.
Awesome. Lisa, do you have any questions for Lydia? I mean, I think that you work together, you are connected. Lydia is part of the network. Do you have anything that you would like to ask her?
Definitely. So Lydia and I are working together since 1.5 years for now, I believe. So we are in regular contact, like have calls every second week, basically. So I guess my question would also be how you perceive like the network of partners, and what like benefits like you get from being part of that network and from delivering pioneers like as an organization.
Oh, thank you so much, Elisa, and thank you for everything you do for us. This needs to be said. You're such a manager of the program. So in regard to our benefits, as ATHENA is leading the EIT Climate-KIC Hub Greece. So under this hub, we have a number of projects funded by EIT, and also we have a unit which is led by Professor Kunduri, and Climate-KIC Hub Greece is led by Professor Kunduri, which also has several horizons being on right now. This means that by getting to exposed to this network, we have the opportunity to find people who are experts on specific topics and collaborate with them in a number of ways. This can be from conferences. We have this scene happening, to proposal writing, and also to doing some projects together. But also we can collaborate with them from a hosting institutions level. So not just with knowing the pioneers, we connect the different institutions, their institution and our institution, in order to move things. So there are several ways to collaborate with pioneers. And for us, our goal is not us as ATHENA what we will benefit but how we'll make all this transition happen, because this is our mission. And this is what we work for. So even if we don't work closely with all our pioneers after, the goal is that they can go a step ahead and work between them, work with our hosting institutions, and basically move all this ecosystem towards the sustainability.
And could you, Sam, if I may, could you also elaborate on how you perceive the European network of partners and the European network of pioneers, and how that might bring value to you as a partner, but also to the participants?
Oh, thank you a lot, Lisa. So having such a big network of pioneers, it gives first to the pioneers the opportunity to meet stakeholders and to meet other professionals who share the same vision of sustainability from the whole Europe. And why not, again, form partnerships? But also for us, it's a big pool of experts that, again, we can be in touch with for future projects. However, another aspect that we haven't touched it yet is that pioneers is a quality proof. So when someone, someone comes to us and says that I was a pioneer alumni, it gives us a quality that, first of all, is upskilled on systems innovation, which is the basis of Climate-KIC and of our programs. And second of all, that is selected. So it has been through some selection process, and it has some more qualities. So for us, when an alumni comes, even if we didn't know him or her from the past, it's still a quality proof to give some more trust to this specific person.
And well, I think that we have talked a lot about what we do as organizations, the network. I actually would like to bring your attention to the experience of one pioneer. Let me welcome our interview with a pioneer, so you can really hear from her what does it mean for people out there.
I'm Jela Svicevic, and now I am living in Tallinn, Estonia. I am the social media marketing communication manager for the Estonian Anthropocene Center. I was a pioneer in 2019. In Estonia, we had really great mentors, and I was lucky also to go to Amsterdam to the international workshop. It was helping a lot to think through how to build up something from an idea, step by step. If you have a plan how you can make a social change, then it was putting together and giving us the tools that what we can use to plan for the action. So that was really useful, and that opened a lot of doors afterwards in my life. So since then I am unstoppable on the field. It kind of empowered. It showed that with good planning it's possible to reach the goals. So otherwise I would just maybe think that okay, I have some ideas maybe what has to be changed in the society or in the environment, but I don't know where to start, how to approach this whole, it's a really huge problem. And this program shows that how we can think like in a system, so we can approach it in a way that, okay, this part of the system, then it's connected to, let's say, the society, their lifestyle, their culture, everything. So you have to discover it more deeply, and it showed that where to start, how to just understand maybe the individuals, then the society, and what is possible to do. So how the system works in a whole, and where is possible to get into this system and change it.
What do you think about that, Lydia? This is how a real pioneer looks like in reality.
Exactly, and it's so great always to hear all the stories. And this is for us. This is what we're waiting for the whole year. This November, when we have the opportunity to sit on the same table with all of our pioneers and listen one by one how their experience on the program. So this is very typical outcome coming from a discussion. This was a great opportunity because it helped the program helped them with their masters. We have other cases where we have professionals where the whole experience inspired them on how to do their job better. We have people coming from the municipality, working on another municipality in another country, and learning, getting insights on how to do their work better and how to perform other programs better. So it's really, the experience is so different based on the pioneer's viewpoint.
Yeah, it sounds like really transformational. People are really changing careers, it looks like, from what we have seen out there. And Lisa, what has been the most wild transformation you have seen from a pioneer?
First of all, I would also like to comment on like the interview real quick, because I think like what got stuck with me was that she said sometimes you have ideas but you don't know how to start or where to start. So I think a program like Pioneers, first of all, really gives you like the tools and processes that help you with like kicking off that innovation process. But then also like the network of like-minded individuals where you might already like find 1 to 2 people that have the motivation like to kind of kickstart something, and also like have the long breath to push it forward, basically. So I think that's what got stuck with me from the interview. And the most wild transformation, I think, yeah, I'm remembering a case from Hungary where we had a person working at a municipality or on the city level, like more in proposal writing and researching. And after doing the Pioneers program, he became a climate entrepreneur himself. And he's now running a communications agency around climate change communication in Hungary. And I think is also consulting firms, cities, etc., on how to communicate about what they are trying to do and what they have achieved within the climate field already. So
Yeah,
from
that sounds amazing.
municipality to climate entrepreneur. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yesterday we heard about someone working in biology going to construction, to, I mean, of course, climate sustainable construction. It's amazing. I would like to pose a little bit of a question for you to wrap up with a message for a specific stakeholder group that you want to collaborate with or you want to change. Lisa, I was thinking you could tell us what would be your message for other organizations out there that may or work or could work with Climate-KIC. And Lydia, perhaps you could send a message to professionals out there, to future pioneers, and try to frame this message in a way that we can also connect to the climate change movement that is happening next week and the week after at the UN Climate Conference.
Sure, I'm happy to start.
Okay.
I can start if that's okay. So in 2022, we will try to increase the number of partners again. So this year we've worked with 8 partners. And we are aiming for working with 10 to 15 partners in 2022 and with even more after that. So if like you as an organization or an individual have the feeling that professionals in your region or country could need like a program like the Pioneers program that allows them to reflect like on their own assumptions, like build and strengthen a certain mindset and also like upskill, then feel free to either apply for the call for proposals we will publish in November, requesting EIT funding, or just contact us and express your interest. And then we will come back to you to identify how we could work together. If you feel like, okay, this sounds all super interesting, but we either don't have the capacity or are maybe not ready yet to deliver a Pioneers program ourselves, please feel free to check our website on a regular basis, because our partners like Lydia are always looking for challenge owners and placement hosts, and I'm sure we can find like a fantastic role for you in the Pioneers program as well.
Out there and you want to partner with the Pioneers program, reach out, stay tuned for open calls, and there is always an opportunity. Thank you, Lisa. That was a clear message. And we will try to push that message next week, as well as there will be a lot of people looking at what they can do to take climate action. Lydia, what would you tell a pioneer or a professional, a future pioneer, a professional out there?
So Pioneers is a great opportunity for any professional to get to see how another organization is operating, which is a knowledge that is very valuable, and mostly for people who are working for 10 or 20 years in the same company and don't want to change the field of their expertise, but they were always interested into knowing how an NGO is working, how research center is working, or how the same organization in another country is working. So Pioneers is the place to go, not only to upskill your knowledge on systems innovation, which is the future. It's a very important skills that we will need to have for by 2030, but also to get to know how an organization is working from the inside and use this experience to do your job better and pioneer, and make your whole organization being in line with the climate change mitigation adaptation goals, and as they will be discussed in 1 week in COP26.
Thank you, Lydia. We will hope to see many professionals getting inspired by this message, by this opportunity. And well, I would like to thank you both for being with us this morning. It has been a pleasure to deep dive into what Pioneer really is and delivers in the world. We will be here tomorrow with another two partners that will show the perspective from two different countries in Europe. And yeah, this is an opportunity for us to learn more and to share what we are doing with the EIT Climate-KIC Pioneers program. Thank you so much, Lydia, for tuning in from Greece. And thank you so much, Lisa, from Germany. I wish you a very nice day.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Now, everyone out there watching, stay tuned. Our program continues. We are moving on with our Climathon Week, hosted by my colleague Bjarke. And then we are going to be having interviews again with the startups and ventures. Today is a really interesting day for startups out there because we will be talking about investments. So for anyone out there having an idea, wanting to participate in the climate of movement, please stay tuned. We will show you how you can do it. And for startups or professionals, individuals interested in knowing how does the world of investment look like, stay tuned at noon today. Christian will be showing you the path. This was the Pioneers session number 2 during the Week of Action. Thank you everyone out there for being with us, and remember that your hashtag is Destination 1.5. and your path, your future. Thank you for today.